example, you can see the icons on the screen. These icons on the screen, they are universally accepted icons. So wherever you are in the world, if you show this, if you design with these symbols, you can give your audience a good idea of what you're saying. So there are many more graphic, there are many more uh, uh, icons. There are so much more icons like this that we can use in our graphic designs, and that can tell the story of what we are trying to present to the audience. And irrespective of the language difference, we can reach out, we can engage our audience, and we can tell a good story across diverse audiences. So there is a power of visual communication. And now we are going to be delving into design principles. Um, Principles are important because with a principle, if you can get a principle of design, if you can get the principle of design, you can easily replicate a good design. It will aid your growth. It will speed up your growth in design, and um, it can replicate your design to a level of mastery. You see, mastery is we become masters at something through principles. Principles are key to mastery. If you can get the principles behind how this works, how design works, how a car works, you can produce something similar wherever you are in the world. You can do something similar or something better wherever you are in the world. And that was the one of the things that helped me in my journey and my journey of design. Initially, it was challenging because I didn't know some of these principles I'm about to share today. But as I began to learn these principles, I began to improve quickly. There was fast improvement in my design, in my learning curve. And the first principle is in design is simplicity. The first principle is simplicity. Try to remove unnecessary elements that don't contribute to your message. If you're trying to pass a message across to the audience, you should try as much as possible to remove unnecessary elements that don't contribute to your message. Use accurate scales where they should be used and avoid distortion. And the next principle is the use of white space. Create breathing room. Ensure you create breathing room between elements for better visual flow. You can see the fly on the right. You can see how difficult. You can see I can imagine the amount of mental fatigue most of us are going through at the moment, trying to decipher what it is that is on the right. And that is how difficult it is, or that is how poor a design is when you have so less breathing space, when there is not much breathing space or breathing room between elements on your design. It gives a distorted view of the image, and it makes your brain go through a lot of mental stress trying to understand which is important on the flyer, which information is most important, which should I pick first. You see, so we should pay attention to white space, focus on essentials, focus on what is essential, focus on the most critical information for your audience. You don't have to put a whole lot on your audience, or on the flyer, or on the video presentation for your audience to understand what you're trying to pass across. And that's why thinking about what you want to design is very important. It's also a very important step before you design. You have to take your time. I always have my notepad right beside me, my study table, and that is for one thing. It's is to think through the design before you design. It's very important that you think through the design before you design. Think of ways, think of what you want to put down. Think of how you can, compress words into visuals. It's a whole thinking process, a whole lot of thinking process. You have to think of how you can compress words, a whole lot of words, into visuals that can easily be understood. And then the next step, the next key under this design principle, is applying the 5-second rule. Apply the 5-second rule, the test comprehension rule. If the audience is not able to understand what you are presenting within 5 seconds, then you should discard your idea. You should discard your idea and redesign your work, redesign that flyer or that abstract, the graphical abstract. Whatever it is you want to present to your audience, you should always try to make sure that your audience should understand what you are sharing with them in about 5 to 10 seconds. And that is why I had to show you the graphical abstract at the beginning of the presentation. And you can see that for most of us, we were able to have an idea. We had an idea of what the abstract was all about. We had an idea of what the abstract was all about. We had a fair idea, and these are principles. These are the key on the design principle of simplicity. And the next principle is still under simplicity, is try to keep your flyers, your designs as neat as possible, as uncluttered as possible. You see, cluttered designs confuse the audience. Cluttered designs distract the audience from the key message. You can see the difference between the previous slide, the flyer on the previous slide, and the flyer here, the flyer on this slide. There is a huge difference. You can see there's a difference in arrangement of fonts. There's a difference in the progression of fonts. There's a difference in the arrangement of visuals to tell what the flyer is all about. So at a glance, you can easily tell that this is something related to education, right? At a glance, you can tell that this is something related to a scholarship program, and it's visually exciting for your brain. It's visually exciting for the viewer compared to the last to the flyer on the last slide. So, as much as possible, keep your design simple. Use a lot of white space. Focus on the essential, most important message you want to pass across. We can also simplify our designs using infographics. You can see here that the idea of climate change was broken down with infographics. You see the ice caps melting, you see deforestation, you see rising temperatures, you see carbon emissions from vehicles, and you see the polar bear. The polar bear is bearing the brunt as the ice caps melt. The polar bear is bearing the brunt of the effect of, and is bearing the effect of the brunt of the effect of climate change. So this singular picture. This picture tells the story of climate change. It breaks down a whole lot of words, maybe a 1-page or 2-page document on climate change into infographics. So we can use infographics to break down complex topics using icons and statistics. We can also use charts. Here we see the use of charts to compare data visually with bar charts. We can also use tables. Instead of using tables full of numbers, we can use bar chart, 3D bar charts, and the rest. We also have the use of Venn diagrams. We can also use Venn diagrams to show relationships between different concepts. And all this can be done in Canva. That's why Canva is a very versatile tool today. Most people underrate the power of Canva. But Canva is a very powerful tool, especially for researchers and those in the academics. With Canva, you can create a relationship like this, a very good relationship, showing with a Venn diagram, showing relationship between different ideas, you see. And the next principle I'll be sharing is the principle of consistency. Consistency is very important in design. When selecting your fonts for your design, stick with at least 2 to 3 fonts throughout your material. Stick to at least 2 to 3 fonts. If you go beyond 3 fonts, your design becomes starts becoming a distraction. So as much as possible, stick to 2 or 3 fonts. As you can see on my right, there is a consistent font. The fonts used are consistent. There's a consistency in the use of fonts, and then use consistent colors. Use consistent colors. I'm shocked to see designs where, like designs I just showed you some minutes ago, you can see all the colors of the rainbows on the same flyer. It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. It causes a lot of mental fatigue, to see all the colors of the rainbow on the flyer. As much as possible, stick to a particular color, the shades of a particular color. You can see that blue is used here, and then the shade of blue, light blue, is used, and then white. You can see the high contrast between white and blue, and it's so easy to understand, and you are comfortable with what you see. You see, and then for visual elements, you have to maintain the same style for graphs, for charts and icons in all materials. Maintain the same style. Consistency in design is important. Maintain the same style. If you are using a particular style for graphs, for charts, maintain the same style. You're using the same color. If you're using a particular color for icons, maintain that color. You don't use green here, and then on the next page you use, or on the next slide you use brown, or you use a different color entirely. Try to be consistent. Consistency is key. It creates a cohesive professional look, and it reduces cognitive load, allowing your audience to focus more on the content rather than adjusting to new colors or new fonts or new font styles, or new colors in your design. You see, so this is the second design principle. Font selection. Make sure you stick to 2 or 3 fonts. Use the right color palette, and use color palettes that are aligned with what you're working on. For example, when I was showing the slide earlier on the effect of GTE, green tea extract, you can see that I used green for the green tea extract, and then I used white for the placebo, for the sugar pea. And you can see for the brain on the right side, you could clearly see the difference between the brain that had an improvement and the brain that had a decline. So look for colors and styles that align with what you're presenting. Okay, and then ensure that your design maintains a cohesive professional look. All right, so move on to the next slide. The next principle is hierarchy. Hierarchy is very important in design. When designing, you start from the highest. Element. The first element should be the most important message. Should be the most important message in your design. If you're using text, if you're working with text, whatever that is largest should carry the most important message. Like it's on the flyer, education, the journey to education. Elevate your journey, your education journey. You can see that the largest font was education journey, showing you that the flyer was all about education, right? The focus was on education, and then other details, we are broken down uh, after the largest point was made. We had section subheadings, we had body text, and then the hierarchy helps us to quickly identify important information. The way the brain is designed, as you see visual elements, you follow visual cues, like when you see a big element on the screen, the biggest element is designed to draw your attention. It's designed to be the focus of the design. So the brain naturally follows visual cues like the size of the elements on the screen, or you see the size of the elements on the flyer, or the size of the elements on your or graphical abstract, whatever it is. It uses contrast to your colors and contrast to prioritize the information, to classify and prioritize information. So subconsciously, you may not know it, but your brain is processing, is trying to understand what it's seeing, what it's looking at. You can see the flyer I showed you earlier. There was almost no difference in the size of in the distorted flyer I showed earlier. There was almost no difference in the size of the elements. So your brain will be struggling to uh, pinpoint which is the most important information on that flyer. There are a lot of words everywhere on it, and there is no particular focus. But with hierarchy, you're able to prioritize the information from largest to smallest on your design. So that is the importance of hierarchy. And the next design principle is contrast. Contrast. When designing, try to ensure that you have high contrast. You use high contrast. Ensure a high contrast between your colors. Ensure a high contrast between your colors. You don't use white and then use ash, light gray. Light gray on white. It does not make sense. From a distance, people will not see whatever the design is all about. Uh, your design should be as readable, as understandable as possible. You should be able to differentiate between sections of your design by using high contrasting colors. You know, you can, and then use words. You can use screen readers too. Like you see on my right, you use screen readers to point to the various sections of your design or your results. You can use arrows with similar colors, use font with similar colors, and then avoid contrasting colors that are not something like white and light gray. If you're designing, use high contrasting colors. And the next we'll be going through our case study on the graphical abstract design. We'll design the graphical abstract I shared with us earlier. But before that, I want to believe that we already have Canva on our computers, on our systems. But if you don't have it now, I would like to uh, give you the opportunity now to go online, go to www.canva.com, register, and you can open a free account. You can open a free account. A free account is just okay for the graphical abstract you want to work on. And before we come back for the next session, I would like to give the floor to OAAD for a presentation before I return. Thank you so much.
Hello, Jensek, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Yes, Mr. President, you can be heard.
Okay. Yes, so you take it up from there to as we go to the next session, right? So we'll go for the presentation, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I have some network
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's all of us send something in the chat to thank Engineer David for his presentation. I hope I can be. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. David. Thank you for the great presentation. Starting his presentation, please let all of us be muted. Make sure your microphone is muted. Thank you. All right, so thanks once again to Mr. David for his presentation. Before starting, he talked about how we can use our skills to help and better Africa, which is our continent. So we all have to have this in mind. And when it comes to OAAD, this is our goals. And we want to achieve that through innovation, technology. So thank you for joining. As I said, I'm Guilu Gore Stephanie Clotilde, the General Secretary of OAD, the Global Organization of African Academics. And I will invite our president, Dr. Odi, to take us through OAD Global Information Path. So please let's welcome OAD President, our chairman, Dr. Odi. Mr. President, if you can hear me.
Yes, thank you very much. Very warm greetings, my neighbors. It's a huge joy to be with us in today's meeting. And the importance of today's meeting cannot be overemphasized. And just like our speaker mentioned, we are completely committed to doing what we have to do for the continent of Africa. We have already been born, we are already alive, and the responsibility we have as living things is to make our lives better. Every living thing has this most important function, most important responsibility to stay alive and to continue being alive for as long as they are alive. Means responsibility. It means that there are responsibilities that must be carried by living things. And that said, we're working at the moment, we're working with the Global Organization of African Academic Doctors. And what we want to do with this is that, I hope, please, I can still be heard clearly.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
You see, I am super pleased, super privileged to be working with so many high-end talents from different countries of Africa, over 50 African countries. I am extremely pleased and privileged to be working with these huge network of resources. Why do I feel that privileged? It's because I was born to participate in an extremely important responsibility for the continent of Africa, which is to work with high-end talent of African descent, using the principles of education and research, leveraging technology, which is unprecedented technology that has not been available in the world before our generation. The information communication technology that has not existed in the past. Leverage technology to drive a process that will shock near poverty syndrome out of Africa and shock poverty out of Africa completely and shock Africa out of poverty, because we have, for over 30 years of leadership experience, which I've had, I have interacted with so many high-end talents who are so good in the things they are doing, but they often get stopped by funds to drive their products. Their products are capable of becoming global brands, but they stop short of that because of funds. I have gone with some of our members to several entities like the United Nations Industrial Technology, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Investment and Technology Promotion Office, right here in Shanghai, and communicated with several other persons to discuss how we can facilitate the process of funding the innovation that our people are driving. About 2 months ago, I've also had meetings with a number of government entities here, and we have actually got very good results. But one thing we've found over time is that many nations, when we have these discussions, when people want to be able to drive these things in the African market, they are not able to do that. Because actually, even though we are doing research, you're pursuing a PhD or whatsoever you are doing, at the end of the day, if you are not able to present economic perspective or the economic dimension of what you're doing to the world in such a way that you turn what you're doing into products or services that solve people's problems for which they are willing to pay, are actually not part of the global economy. And we have many of us who have graduated and are not able to maximize their human potential for this reason. It's also our joy that we had recently meetings with the African Union Commission, particularly the Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security. And we've been invited to visit Addis Ababa, subsequently to have deep conversations with the leaders of the African Union Commission to see what we can do, how we can contribute, how we can leverage the opportunities we've got in the different countries where we are, because our members right now are operating from different continents. Thousands of us in different important positions, doing real big things, contributing to the economy of the world. But many occasions, the places where we have the biggest problems, we are not able to contribute in those places, which of course is the continent of Africa. But we are trying to turn those things around, and we know how to do it. We've got the strategies on ground, and hopefully within this year, we're going to meet face-to-face, at least 1,000 of us, to sign contracts on how we're going to make this happen. Since the Global Organization of African Academic Doctors began, nobody has been asked for money, but you can see the things we've been doing. We've engaged at least, we've had over 200 training programs, and we've engaged over 20,000 people in those, the professional, at the professional level, and at the children level, we've engaged across over 20 provinces in China. We've engaged over 20,000 children and their teachers, which you're going to see as we just progress. And why have we not asked anybody for money? Is because we know that many of our people do not necessarily have that balance yet. They do not necessarily have a lot of finances to do the things they want to do for their families. Many people are carrying a lot of loads, a lot of burden on themselves. They are also struggling with their research, and in different areas, different things happening to them. We're not trying to get anything from anybody. What we want to do is to support our people with replicable methods that will end up enhancing the quality of life in Africa through research, technology, and innovation. which is our vision. And our main objective is to bring together experts in all areas. We want to be able to support our people so that they don't keep struggling and not able to get into the market finally. We've also had meetings which is going to help us subsequently to facilitate whatever you're doing. If what you're doing is something that has capability to be transformed into a product or service, reach out to us as the days unfold. We've had some meetings which will help you leverage the systems we put in place. And when we meet face to face to sign the contract, we're going to let us know the various channels. We've identified a number of us who have extraordinary skills, who are able to work towards making millions of dollars, but these people have decided to live a non-regular kind of life. They want to use their skills to work with at least 200,000 PhD holders from all African countries to help everyone participate in the process of building intergenerational wealth that will allow us to set the space that can allow us begin to fund innovation in Africa, to contribute in a better way to the progress of the world, and allow humanity benefit more from what Africa is doing. And this is our structure, the structure with which we're working. We have a chairman who is the leader of the resident think tank, and we have a president who leads the executive council, and of course runs the day-to-day activities of the organization. We have 6 vice presidents or 5 vice presidents representing each of the geopolitical regions of Africa, the Central Africa, the Eastern Africa, the Northern Africa, the Southern Africa, and the Western Africa. Our Northern Africa Vice President, Professor Heba Abdelaziz, had given the opening remarks for those who were here at the beginning. And we're sorry that our Zoom capacity has been exceeded, and but of course we have made arrangements and provided live streaming for those who are not able to join on Zoom. And if there are other people you'd like to join to participate in this, please send across to them the YouTube link. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, my neighbors, we invite you to subscribe to the platform. In the next few months, we're going to begin to make huge monies from all these platforms because we put the structures in place, and we're going to make this to be available for all our members. We'll be funding things like, if you want to go for a conference, we're going to fund it. If you want to, maybe publishing papers in the years ahead, depending on how you're participating. If you participate in creating the resources, you'll participate in benefiting from what we have co-created. It's about co-creating. We have a general secretary, we have a director of research, we have a director of public relations, and we have the financial secretary, and of course we also have the assistant general secretary, and we have assistant director of research, we have assistant public relations officer, and we have the treasurer. These are the leaders. This is the leadership structure of the OAAD Global, and these are the various committees which you can participate in, and you can bring your skills. Many times, many people want to do things to help, and they say they are not able to do it. But like this design, we need a lot of people to design things, video editing, and all of that. Anything you are able to do, any competence you have, we want to be able to work with you so you can benefit, and we all benefit at the same time. I'm going to move very much faster right now. We are aligning. Like I said, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That can be a contribution in the months ahead when we begin to structure the benefits, and we show people how they're going to benefit and how they're going to participate, and how you're going to make money working with us and benefiting from the resources of other people. You'll be able to see that just moving forward. This is the core of our engagement, aligning it with the global perspective. This is the meeting we had with the African Union not long ago. There's a meeting we had, and we have signed this MOU recently with the Ministry of Natural Resources of China, and particularly the First Institute of Oceanography, and where we have put together the structures that through this partnership that has brought in place 6 intelligent buoys sent to 6 African countries, including Benin, Togo, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Madagascar, and Mozambique. The resources are to be used for developing climate disaster early warning systems that can serve farmers and enhance food security in Africa. These are the partners we're working with on this project. And this is the installation process for the intelligent boys. We facilitated scholarship for over 400 African applicants across the various countries. And we've worked to sign the MOU with SPDC and NNPC Joint Venture Center for Environmental Management and Green Energy at UNN. And we are doing these things based on these core engagement points, that when you have the gaps clear, just like in research, your research gap decides what is necessary to be explored. So the gaps drive the needs what we feel is valuable. What we feel is valuable drives research drives innovation drives technology, and technology runs the world. Politicians rule for a while, but technology reigns forever. These are some of the engagement points and practical outcomes we're leveraging technology, education, and research principles to with African high-end talents to come together to co-create financial independence. And we're doing this to build on the works of our ancestors, augmenting the efforts of hardworking Africans. We're making these things to be able to put things in place so that the hardworking, collaborative Africans can achieve these things using simple, replicable methods. And we want to be able to get to a point where we create these various impact points, working with thousands of us, and over time, making things happen for various members at the global level. The various things we put in place, like you see with the United Nations Ocean Decade Program, the Global Alliance of University on Climate, is working with 9 universities in 13 countries. 13 universities in 9 countries, and then our paper to product initiative, our African Knowledge Economic Conference series, our African Artificial Intelligence and Data Emergency Initiative, our 49 research groups were working to put things in place, the OAAD Football Academy in Ghana, the OAAD Global Fencing Academy in Ghana as well. In fact, but in the next 2 months, we're going to be meeting here in Shanghai with the president of the Ghana Fencing Academy, and they also going to sign an MOU that's going to allow us work together to drive across all African countries, also with the support of the different units that are involved in that, and bringing our colleagues together. So we want to maximize human potential, engaging women and youth. Our OAAD network has done an amazing job. Kudos to all of them. The great job they've done. This is the meeting they recently in Botswana, partnering with the University of Botswana to bring to training, training the next generation of African research. OAAD partner to do this, and this is also aspects of that. And this is it. As we move forward and into the training session, this is the piece of land we've secured and negotiating for agricultural projects, which everyone is going to benefit from. These are engagement with schools. These are the OAAD Football Academy, a short of it. And we want to do this for a sound future for Africa. We're engaged in education and all different aspects to ensure that these things, this is the pitch that has been prepared in Ghana for the Football Academy, and our colleagues working together to make these things happen. These are engagement with the United Nations Industrial Organization, UNIDO, and various other partners, Ant Project here in China and Southeast Asia, and also partnerships we're putting in place. This is UNIDO again. This is with the Global Alliance, Global Youth Climate, which we co-initiated with the 13 universities I mentioned previously. These are engagement with UNIDO, our engagement with entrepreneurs in China, partnerships for different different units that we're engaging. These are the interaction we had with partners and experts from 12 countries that came together, including political affairs, political leaders, and diplomats, and research in different areas. So engagement with institutions is the one we're working on with the University of Science and Technology, University of Nairobi, and of course OAD Global, putting the to drive the processes. In fact, on the 7th, we're going to be having some training in that regard. Also on 14th of April, we're going to have another engagement point. And of course, that 14th of April is going to be my birthday, and I'm excited. We're going to be having an event on that day as well. And these are some of the partners we've worked with for several projects we're putting in place, as you can see right here on the screen. And this is just one of the things the engagement we have with so engagement we've had with that allowed us to engage with over 20,000 children and the teachers across over 20 provinces in the past 8 years, and the most professionals being taken along. And this is our 1,000 co-author book project and paper research project, which we'll be working on. We've put the structures in place. We're waiting for some partners to finalize their engagement points, and we're doing this with a structure within our research groups. And this, we are seeing the different research groups in OAAD, and there are 49 of them, which you can see. Hopefully, subsequently, we're going to get those who are not yet in any research group. We're going to give you opportunity to join several research groups. And these are some of the research infographics and the outputs we have made already. The outputs we've got in place already. And we've published over 200 research articles, and these are some of the flyers we've used for the various events. And this one of the meeting we had to structure the 1,000 co-author book project, and these are some of the papers we've published. You can also see these on our website, and these are some of the papers. If you check our website,
you are being watched.
Group, you're able to see that.
The government has a secret system, a machine. It spies on you every hour, every day. I know because I built
somebody
I designed the machine to detect acts of terror, but it sees everything. Violent crimes involving ordinary.
Okay. Right. So these various aspects, these are the places where OAAD is located globally, and our government partnership member, the Minister of Economy is Sao Tome and Principe, Dr. Ramos. And this is our end game. This is what we want to finally do. We want to define Africa, shape gaps. The needs we have systematic and resource capacity to meet, and we're going to engage the world, based on present and future competitive advantages of Africa. We're going to clarify business value of 200,000 PhD holders, African countries who have influence, use a mobile phone spread across 5 continents, and dividends belonging to OAAD. Just being part of us, you're going to be getting dividends. You're going to advance human capital development, raising engineers, managers, skilled manpower, run different processes within the continent. We're filling gaps for humanity, creating innovative products and services. We facilitate factory setup and tax revenues for governments of African countries and partnering with countries. And we'll be advancing good leadership, infrastructure development, we'll advance intra-African trade, pursuing the goals of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. And we'll be driving these things, and these are some of the gaps we can fill for the world. These are some of the initiatives. You can see this on our website as well. And this is conclusion. And with this, you can see our website as well, and the various places where you can engage. I'm trying to speed it up so that we don't take too much further time. But as may be, would like to invite you to follow our WeChat channel. In fact, you can even do it right now. I can put it up for you to follow the channel. This is our channel which you can follow. The trainer is going to be coming in with the next segment of the training. But if you are here you don't follow our channel, WeChat channel yet,
Can you, Mr. President, please, can you hear the chairman? Hello? Please, can you hear our chairman, Dr. Odi?
No, we can't hear him.
No,
I think he
please, we can't
disconnected.
hear.
All right. All right. I believe he's trying to.
please, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, sir. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, my laptop disconnected, but I'm on my phone now, so I will just finalize with that. Subsequently, will let us to be able to do that. Yeah, but please now you may proceed, General Secretary, to bring up our speaker to continue with the training aspect. Thank you so much once again, everyone. And subsequently, if you have any questions, we'll take those questions at the end of the training.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you, Dr. Odi. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so quickly, I know that here we have people who are already good in Canva or all things regarding editing videos, flyers, images. So this is actually a call for volunteer. If you would like to work with us, just using your skills, you can connect with us and we'll direct you. We have different departments. So if it's not media or you would like to help another way, just reach out and then we talk and direct you. So thank you. I've also shared in the chat our website. So if you want to follow OAAD activities and updates, we have OAAD website, OAAD research publication, OAAD Facebook, and OAAD YouTube. The links has been shared in the comment section. So please check. Thank you. So let's invite Dr. Mr. David. Dr. David, please.
All right, thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, and I want to once again appreciate the president for highlighting the progress and the achievements of OAAD over the past couple of months. Together we are moving somewhere. That is very obvious from what he has shared with us, and you can see the commitment. You can see the dedication of the leadership of OAAD to shift Africa from our current position. You can see their vision and their passion to see Africa rise, and I strongly believe that together, if we can come together as a people, we can achieve this vision. We can achieve this vision with our skill set, bringing together the various skill sets. We can truly achieve a better Africa for ourselves and our children. All right. We're about to kick off. Please fasten your seatbelts as we begin the design section of this of our meeting tonight. We're going to be, like I said before, we're going to be designing the graphical abstracts. I will share my screen shortly, and I want to believe that you already have Canva. Canva is a very versatile tool. We have the web version. We also have the iOS and Android version, and we have the uh, the the Windows version. You can download the Windows app too. So quickly, if you don't have the app on your computer, you can easily go to your browser, go to www.canva.com, and
Samuela.
all right. So this is what we're going to be. You're going to be replicating this tonight, the graphical abstract on your screen. All right. So like I said before, if you don't have Canva, go to www.canva.com. Click sign up on the top right corner. You can choose to sign up with your email address, or you can continue with your Google account, your Facebook account, or your Apple account, whichever is applicable. And then you can start designing for free. There are a lot of on Canva. You have a lot of personalization options. You have a lot of templates, a whole lot of templates. You can browse from more than 250,000 templates, from social media posts to presentation templates, to logos, to Facebook templates, YouTube templates, and a whole lot of templates on Canva. You can also create your custom design, size and specification on Canva, and you can also use the editor. Canva has an inbuilt editor for video editing and graphic design. So I'll stop sharing now and I'll switch over to my browser for Canva. If you have Canva and you're ready to go, please can I see thumbs up? Can I see thumbs up on the chat box? If you have Canva and you're ready to go, please can I see thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up, please, in the chat box? I need feedback so I know if I should move ahead. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, please. All right. And I see a whole lot of thumbs up. Okay. All right. We are about 84% on the platform, and I don't want anyone to be. I don't want any of us to be left behind. I don't want us to be left behind. Okay, let me share my screen. I'm going to be logging out of my current account, and I will try to use a different account for those of us who Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of a new account, so I have to stick with my own account. All right. Okay, let me share my screen again. So can we see my screen, please? Can my screen be seen?
Yes.
Can my screen be seen? All right. All right. For once you log into Canva, this is what your Canva workspace. This is what a Canva workspace looks like. On the tabs, you have a few tabs on your left. The home tab, the project tab, that has all of your projects. In Canva, you have your templates, your brand, your apps, your classwork. Then here you have a whole set of templates. You have Instagram posts, Instagram post templates. You have a flyer template, portrait size. You have documents. You want to create documents. You have a whiteboard. If you just want to sketch or draw, and you have a presentation for PPTs and various presentations. You have your social media templates, you have videos, your print, website template, and a whole lot of other templates. So today we'll be using the Instagram templates, using the Instagram post square template. How many of us can see the Instagram square post template on their screen? Can you see the Instagram square post template? Can you see the Instagram square post template on your screen? If you can see it, click on it. Just if you can see the Instagram post square template, you click on it. If not, you just click on create a design. If you can't see it on your screen, but if you can see create a design, then you can click on create a design on the left side of your screen. All right, so now we have this abstract. We have the abstract. Let me go back to the next step to turning what we have the abstract on our screen to the graphical abstract would be breaking down the abstract into the various components. We have to break down the abstract into the various components: the problem, the intervention, applied intervention, the method used for intervention, the results, and the conclusion. All right, so this is part of the process I talked about, the process of thinking through your design. If you have a problem or you have something, a design you want to convert, a set of documents you want to convert into a visual design, first of all you have to think through the process. All right, and that will require sketching your ideas on paper. You have to sketch your ideas on paper first, like I said before, and then you do what we call mind mapping. You try to create visual connections between the ideas you have on your notes. See, and then you use visual metaphors. Try to represent abstract concepts. For example, the green tea extract. How do you represent it? You have to think about it. How do you represent the green tea extract on your graphical abstract? And then you can also analyze the designs you admire. You can also go through previous on Canva. You have a whole lot of templates, previous templates, a whole lot of templates that you can go through. If you type on Canva, let me go back to Canva. If you search on Canva, you can Canva can give you a whole lot of ideas on how you can go about your design. You can have whole lot of templates related to what you're about to design, and with that you have a good foundation to begin, or to you can actually modify an existing design, or you can, with the idea you've gotten, you can begin your design. So that is the advantage you have with the resources on Canva, with the free templates you have on Canva. And for the graphical abstract, first of all, we'll break down the problem into different parts. We have a problem. What's the problem? Cognitive decline in aging adults. What's intervention? Green tea extract, 50 milligram per day. What was the method? Random trials for 120 persons over a period of 12 weeks. What was the results? We had improved memory recall and improved mini mental state examination results. And then what was the conclusion? The conclusion is that GTE may help prevent cognitive decline. So we've broken this down on paper, and now we have an understanding. We have a better understanding of how we can, when it's broken down nicely this way, we can easily begin our design. All right. So I'll go back to Canva now, and so the first step of our design, the first step is to introduce the problem, cognitive decline in aging adults. So if you go to your left, once you click on the Instagram posts where template, you will have something like this. You have a workspace like this with a white you have a white workspace, and on your left you have different elements. You have different tools. You have your design tool, you have your element tool, you have your text tool, you have brand tools, you have uploads for pictures and other external inputs you would like to bring into Canva. You also have apps. There are different AI apps that have been integrated that work with Canva, and other tools too. Many other tools that are integrated into Canva that work with Canva. You can also bring in audio files for video editing or audio editing. All right. So if you're in a workspace like this, the next step is to go to your elements, and then you can begin to search for elements. How do you describe the problem, a cognitive decline in aging adult? How do you describe a cognitive decline in aging adult? Okay, let's type aging adult with cognitive decline, or with brain decline. Once you type that in and search, you would have a whole lot of listen to pick from. All right, so here you have graphics. And down here you have photos. Here you have videos. For my screen be seen, you have photos, you have graphics, you have videos. Now you click on photos, and then we scroll through to see if we can find something that can tell the story. Let's look for something that can tell what the story we want to tell, or the data we want to share. We're looking for an aging adult with brain decline. Let's see. Okay, I think this is fine. What you have on your screen might be different from what I have here on my screen. What you have on your screen might be different from what I have. But the most important thing is that it tells the story, or it gives a picture of what you're about to, the story you're about to tell. It gives a picture of the problem. It gives a picture of the problem, the cognitive decline in aging adults. So here you see a couple, they are caretaker, and obviously there is a challenge. So now, but this picture is too big. This picture is too big. So how do I reduce the size? The first attempt, my first attempt at reducing the size would be to crop it, to try to crop the image. You can see on your screen when you bring in the picture, you can see about 8 different handles around the borders of the picture. Circular handles at the edges, and then you have the other handles beside on the edges of the picture. So would drag the handle on the left. We'll drag the handle of the left towards the woman. Our focus is on the woman at the center because she depicts the problem most. She's a good depiction of the problem we are trying to work on. Okay, so and then to do the same on the right, you drag the image. You drag the handle on the right. You drag it closer to the image. All right. And then you do the same on top. You drag the handle downwards, and then you do the same downwards. So our focus is to remove every other distraction and to focus on the subject. We're trying to focus on the subject. Once you do that, you just move your mouse within the image, click, move your mouse to the center of the image, click, and then you can drag your image, your subject, to whichever part of the screen you want to. All right, and once you do that, there are many other tools you can use here. If you go to the top of your screen, towards the top, just above your workspace, you will see the edit option, you will see the background removal option, you see the border style option, you see the corner rounding option. I would love to use a corner rounding. It's called a corner rounding option to try and trim off some unnecessary distraction around the subject. So I'll click on corner rounding, and then once you click on that, you will see a slider from 0 to 100. You slide it a bit to 100. Okay, so this is fine. We can work with this. And now this is the problem. Now the next step would be the intervention. An intervention is green tea extract. So you go back to the left side of your workspace. You click on the elements, and then you clear out your previous search. And then you search for green tea extracts or green tea pills, or green tea extracts, or whatever pills are green. Okay, or green tea capsule. Let's say green. Search for a green tea capsule. And under graphics, I think we have a whole lot of green capsules. All right, we have we're looking for something that looks more like green tea. All right, so let's okay, I'll just choose one of these. I just choose this. All right, and then I'll reduce the size, and then maybe I'll choose a peel, something like this. That looks like a green tea peel. Reduce the size drastically. and then I'll put it side by side with the green tea extract. Okay, and this looks like the solution we are trying to administer to the aging adults. And then on the other side, on the opposite side of the, remember there are two, a group, one group is placed on the green tea extract, and the other group is placed on the placebo or the sugar pill. All right, the sugar pill has no effect, so we are trying to see the effect of the green tea. So the next visual we'll bring into the workspace will be a sugar pill. So you just clear out the search bar on your left in the elements section, and then you search for sugar pill. All right. In the graphics section, let's see if we can find something that looks like a sugar pill. All right, if you don't find what looks like a sugar pill on the right, on the left side, you can check your photos. You can click on the photos tab to see if there's something like that, like a sugar pill. All right, and you can keep scrolling. Sugar pill or sugar capsules. Let me use sugar capsules instead. Capsule. All right, voila. I have a whole lot of nice results. So I just click the first one here, the first sugar capsule here, and then I'll try to reduce the size of the picture. I don't like this because of the contrast. You can see one of the principles we talked about was contrast. When designing, try to maintain a high contrast between the objects on your screen and the color of your background. So I will delete this. And go with this. All right, so with this you have a whole lot, you have more shadows that help with the contrast, and then it also matches the background. And then you have a whole lot of black shadows that make the subject stand out from the screen. You can also reduce the size. You can reduce this further, and then we can select this and move it further towards the left. See, as you move your objects, Canva has a way of helping you align the object on your screen. If you can see my screen right now, you see that there's a red line that runs across the middle of my screen, across the workspace. So the red line helps you align objects that are close to each other. So these two objects are aligned symmetrically across their centers. That's why you have the red line. If you shift it out of the center, it moves, the red line leaves. So it tries to snap to the various positions around. It tries to adjust itself with respect to the, each object tries to sense the object close to it and then adjust itself, snap itself in the right place automatically. Okay, so let's leave this here, and then we'll move on to the method. How do we show the method? The method is randomized controlled trials over a period of 12 weeks for 120 persons. Okay, so how do we show the timeline of 12 weeks? How do we show a timeline of 12 weeks? We'll go back to our elements to search for a timeline. Just type timeline. All right, please, if you are with me, if you have been with me so far, please, can I see your thumbs up in the group chat, in the chat box? If you've been with me so far, if I'm not the only one designing, please Can I see your response on the group? I want to make sure that I'm not alone. If you have been following so far, please, can I see your thumbs up, or can I see?
We are with you. We are with you.
Evidence
From
in
my
the group.
side.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we are searching for timeline. We are looking for timeline, something that looks like a timeline, indicator of time. Here in the graphics section, we have a whole lot of icons that look like timelines. So okay. Generally, this looks like a timeline. I can say that this looks like a timeline, a progressive timeline. Since it's not as long as we want it to be, we can just duplicate these elements until it gets as long as we want it to be. All right, so you can just use the copy function on your keyboard, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, to duplicate the timeline icon you have on your screen. You can decide to use a different timeline icon. You can decide to use a different timeline as long as it depicts the progress of time. As long as it depicts the progress of time. It may not be the same with what I have on my screen here. Okay, so once you duplicate it, you move it. Like I said before, you can move objects around the screen. You just click, go to the center of the object, click and with your left mouse button, and then you move it around. And as you move it around, you see Canva trying to snap the object in position. Okay, so you bring it as close as possible to the previous timeline, and then we'll duplicate it again. We'll duplicate Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then we'll bring it forward here. All right, so this is enough to represent a timeline from the beginning of the problem to the end of the problem, to the end of the to the conclusion or the application of the results. The next we'll try to center this. Next, we'll try to center this so that it positions itself at the center of the screen. We'll try to position it to the center of the screen. So you move it, you select, use the right mouse button to select the whole object. Try to select just the 3 objects showing the timeline, and then you move it till it's somewhere at the center of the screen. And once you see the lines on the screen showing you that it's centered, well centered, you release the mouse button, you release your left mouse button, and then voila, you have your timeline. Okay, now the next component of this would be to show that there is a sample size. We had a sample size of 120, right? So you can go back to your elements and look for, you can type population, something to show that we are a number of persons who we are tested. All right, so we type population, sample population. You can use sample population. Yes. So under graphics, we have something like this. I have something like this that looks like what do you call this now? That looks like an investigative microscope in a lens with a group of people in the lens. So it shows you that this group of persons are being investigated or tested. All right, so I'll pick this and then I'll put it somewhere close to the subject. I can change the color if I want to. Once you click on it, and then you go up here, you see the color. You see the color option. You can click on it, and you can change the color to. I'll use the color red, because red depicts the problem, shows the problem. Okay. And then we have the sample. We have the sample size of 120. This represents the sample size of 120. Okay, and then the next visual on our screen would be the result of our test. For this group, they had improved brain function, and for this group, they had declined. There was a further decline in their brain function. So starting with the first group, we'll look for improved brain function. Type in your elements. Go back to your elements and look for improved brain function. Or increased brain activity. Improved brain function or increased brain activity. And under graphics, let's look at what we can find on graphics. Let's scroll down. All right, this looks like a hyper, a brain that is fully functioning, emitting a lot of energy. So this would be my preferred choice of visuals to represent an improved brain function. So I will select this and then reduce the size adequately to fit into the workspace. Then I take it up here. All right, and to show the brain decline, let's look for declining brain function. So when using Canva, you have a whole lot of visuals and elements you can choose from. That's one advantage of Canva. This is something you cannot, a feature you can't get on many graphic design softwares. Canva has been able to collaborate with various picture libraries to give their users access to a whole range of graphics, pictures, and visuals to choose from. So declining brain function, and let's look for something that looks like declining brain function. Okay. Okay. If you don't find what you're looking for, you can just simply change the keyword. You can simply change your search keywords, and you'll get better results. Reduced, let's say, decreasing brain function. Let's see. Okay, let's use this one. Aging adult with brain decline. Aging adult with brain decline. Okay, I think I would go with this. I think I'll go with this. Or this. Let me see. I can go with this too. I can go with this. This shows a decline in, kind of depicts a decline in brain function. I don't know if we see it the same way, but I think that's the way I see it. All right, so
Yes, that's right.
try to move this. Thank thank you for confirming that. I thought I was alone. All right, so next we'll try to draw an arrow to show the relationship between these two, and an arrow to show the relationship between these two. So let's see. The next search would be for decline, arrow decline. Arrow decline. Okay, you have a lot of whole range of distance icons to choose from here. I think I will go with something simple. Let me go with this. Or this. I think this is better. All right. So this shows a decline from the initial sample size to the final result. And then we'll show this. We'll use the opposite, an improved arrow improved. We can reduce the size of this to show an improvement in brain function, and draw this closer. So I think we are getting somewhere. The next step will be to introduce the appropriate text that will help us, that would help to define each state, each part of the result, each part of the abstract. So here we go to on your left side, you have the text option here on your left side of your screen. You click on text, and then you click on add a text box. Please, if you have questions, you can. Okay, someone asked a question: to use Canva, do we need to register first? Yes, you need to be registered with your email, like I talked about earlier. You need to be registered with your email address, and there's a free subscription. You don't need to pay, but there is also a paid subscription. With a paid subscription, you have access to unlimited resources. But with a free subscription, there's a limit to what you can access. I'm currently using the paid subscription, so I don't know the experience of some of those of us who are using. I wish I had an email, like free email, to register to create a new account. That would have been lovely. But I don't have an extra email to create a free account. So at the moment I'm using a paid account, but you can still do what I'm doing on the screen. You can still do the same with a free account. The only difference would be that you would have watermarks on the images that are not free. There will be Canva watermarks on the images that are not free of charge. That is the only difference. And perhaps you may not be able to download your design. All right, so we are making progress. We'll put in the relevant text. Like I said before, when using your text, when designing with Canva, you use text that are legible. Be consistent with your text, and use text that can easily be seen and that are well that have a good contrast to the background. So this is black font. Let's choose Montserrat font. Let's look for the Montserrat font. Montserrat. Okay, Montserrat. So we are using the Montserrat, Montserrat, Montserrat bold. All right. So we label this as we can either use n equals to 120, or we can call this the sample size. Sample size n 120. All right. So in Canva, you can either reduce the font size of your text elements by working with the anchors around the text, like we did with the pictures. You can reduce the text size by working with the playing around with the edges, the anchors at the edges of the text. All right, so this is sample size N120. Now this is GTE, so you can copy the same text and then you paste it. You paste, and then when you paste, you move it like you move your pictures. You move it. Let's move it to the top here, and then we call this GTE, green tea extract. Okay, you can bring it down. You paste again. You paste Ctrl V, and then you move your text. Move it somewhere here, and then you paste. Sorry, you rename you label it. Let's call this a placebo. Your sugar pills. All right. And then we'll paste again. Paste the same text. We'll move it. We'll move it here. Here we have an improved brain function. You can instead of writing an improved brain function, you can use the parameters, the exact words that we are used like abstract. Okay, I think they used memory recall. Use memory recall. Let me see. Memory recall greater than, I think it was greater than 15%, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Memory recall P greater than 15%. Okay. P greater than 15%. We can reduce the font size here. Reduce it to maybe 15. Memory recall less than 50%. The mini mental state exam, we had results greater than 30% for the mini mental state exam. Mini mental state exam, we have P greater than 30%. All right. Now, on the other hand, we can just copy, paste, decline, and we can put decline, further decline in brain function. Brain function. So you can see that in one picture, you have a clear explanation of a problem, solution applied, the methods, and the conclusion or the results in one picture. I think we missed one. We missed one element. We can just move this up a bit, and then we can label this as 12 weeks, the timeline. We can put here, we can put it here, 12 weeks. And then somewhere here, we can have a conclusion. We can have a conclusion. Green tea extract may support brain health in aging adults. Brain health in aging adults. You can make it left aligned, and then you put it somewhere up here. Also try to reduce this. I'll bring this down a bit. Reduce the size of this. Alright, so here we have our graphical abstract. This is a summary of about 200, more than 250 words in a picture. This is a summary of 250 words in a picture. So in a single with visual communication, you have been able to show your audience. You've spared your audience the pain of reading 250 words with the right visual tool, with the effective visual communication and effective design. You spared your audience, your target audience, your supervisor, whoever the person might be. You spare them the pain or the mental fatigue of having to read through the abstract. And this is a effective visual communication. I think at our next meeting, I will be designing the slide you saw on the slide on education. I don't know how many of us saw that slide. We'll make an attempt to design that slide, that flyer, at our next session. So please stay tuned and watch out for the next edition of the Organization of African Doctors training session. And I think I will stop here for tonight. I really appreciate the organization of the leadership of the Organization of African Doctors for the opportunity to share with you tonight and to present the little knowledge I have on design, graphic design, and how we can use it to boost our research efforts. Thank you, and I really appreciate Dr. Elijah Odi and the leadership of OAAD and everyone that followed the design session tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel, for your great presentation. We just ended with the practicals. Let's thank our brother is also an OAD member, and this was a gift from OAD and from Mr. David. You know, such trainings they're not for free. So this is a gift from OAD and Mr. David. So Mr. David, thank you so much for your great presentation. Now on the screen, you will see, I think you can see a QR code. Please scan right now the QR code. This is OAAD WeChat channel. So just do one thing now, scan the QR code that you are seeing on the screen. This is OAD WeChat channel. You will see and get updates about OAD activities. I believe you've enjoyed what we had today, and there are more to come. We have a lot in stock. We have a lot of trainings and programs to come. So just scan the QR code that you see. I will also be sharing the research groups list here in the chat room. Once we are done scanning and following our WeChat channel. So you can write in the chat box done. If you are done with scanning and following the channel, and then I will send the list. If you want to join any research group, great. Yeah, I see Emma, she said done. Okay, Timadei, done, great. Okay, Christian, great. Please, let's keep scanning and follow. Scan and follow the channel for more updates. I will share the research groups list in the chat box. If you want to join your research group, the research group related to your major, just get in touch with us and then we'll help you join the research group. I'm waiting for the others. Please just type done. If you are done, scan and follow.
Yeah,
Scan
for
and
some of us,
follow.
we are already part of the group. So,
all right, great. For those who are not yet, please scan and then follow, scan and follow. Thank you so much all for joining. Thank you so much. I'll be sharing, as I said, the research group list. If you check and you want to join the research group related to your major, just get in touch with us. We'll help you with that. Okay, so sending. And you will also be shared in the WeChat group, in our OAD WeChat groups.
Yes,
If you are not in any of our groups, you can also let us know. We'll add you.
After this, you can replicate.
Okay. Sorry. Sending it right now, everyone. You can check the list and then let us know. We'll help you join the group. If you have any question or any comment with regard to our first General Assembly, how to join OAD, as I said, if you are not part or you want to join OAD, just get in touch with us. We'll add you and then proceed by giving you other information. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I hope all of us have scanned and followed. Okay, Emma, please, you can get in touch with me or the president, any leader of OAD, will help you join. I will repost the links of OAD channel in the groups and also the research group list. So thank you all for joining. Thank you for your engagement, your contribution. If you want to help, if I believe you know how better you can help, you know your skills, you know what you can do, just reach out and then let's do what we can do to push the organization forward and also help Africa to improve and change things that we want to see in Africa, what we want to achieve. Okay, so social science research group, just get in touch with me or the president, or as I said, any leader of the organization, and then we'll help you join. Okay, thank you all for joining. We hope you had a great time and you've learned a lot, improved your skills. We meet next time. Have a great evening or good day according to your location. Thank you all for joining. We thank our guest speaker, Mr. David, our president, Dr. Odi Elijah, and also our VP from Northern Africa, Dr. Eva, for giving us an opening remarks. Thank you and see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, Zemede, you're just coming in. We're finished.
Yeah, people are still joining.
Yeah.
Bye.
They can join and just see the space. Mm. Sorry if you're just coming in. We finished already. For those just coming in, we've concluded already for today. We'll announce the next session.
Very soon.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Gohi, for the very beautiful moderation. Really beautifully done.
Welcome. My pleasure. Thank you, sir, for your participation.
You're welcome.
For those who just joined or those who have not been able to scan the QR code of our WeChat channel, I've sent it in the group. In the comment section, you can still scan and follow. You get more updates of when we are meeting again and the other upcoming trainings.